Ashish, am I audible?
Yeah, Nidhi, you're audible. Please go ahead.
All right. I think we can start now.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. All right. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Thai Women and Thai You Global Pitch Competition 2025. This is the first learning session for you all, and I hope, like I am, all of you must be super excited for the same. So, just to give you a brief, this session is being taken by none other than Mr. Ashish Kaul. So, I'll give you a little intro about him. Ashish started his first venture at 20. His current company, Diya Technologies, provides specialized assembly equipment and turnkey solutions in manufacturing, engineering, and Industry 4.0. It serves leading automotive OEMs, railways, and general industry from 5 locations in North India. Diya Technologies focuses on leveraging technology to create differentiators and spur growth. Ashish always knew that he wanted to be an entrepreneur. His passion for entrepreneurship led him to be a part of the core team that initiated the local chapter of TIE, the world's leading entrepreneurship organization based out of Silicon Valley. Apart from looking after his own enterprise and volunteering in Thai, Ashish is always keen to mentor entrepreneurs looking to start up their own ventures, especially those with innovative products and disruptive business models. He is an active angel investor and mentor. Ashish is a mentor for the Next Generation Incubation Scheme (NGIS) of Software Technology Parks of India (STPI), as well as Foundation for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development (FIED), the Incubation Center for Indian Institute of Management Kashipur. So we are very happy and glad to have you, Mr. Ashish Kaul. It's an opportunity for these startups owners to be mentored by you. All over to you, Mr. Ashish Kaul.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Nidhi, for that rather generous introduction. So, along with you, I'm still learning and I hope to keep learning. So, the idea is to share what I have learned along the way. I will share my screen before I go ahead.
Sure.
Is is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay, fine. So, great. Uh, as I can see from the list of participants, the bulk of people here are either early stage startups or they are pre-revenue startups, right? Or early revenue startups. So
Yes, yes.
basically, we have started out, and there are some of you who are more experienced, some of you who are generating revenue, or some of you who are slightly later stage. But I will address the bulk of you. What I have to say today is basically for any entrepreneur, any business person, and it is about understanding what a business model means and how we can uh, create a document or a structure for our business model in order to to understand it clearly ourselves, to get a very clear idea of what we are thinking, and at the same time to be able to express it or articulate it when we are talking to somebody, a potential customer, a potential investor, or in a competition like Thai University or Thai Women, anywhere, where we need to articulate our business model. So, a business model is nothing very complicated, right? So, it's basically, if we to put it in very simple language, it is what you intend to sell, to whom, for how much. It's very basic. I mean, it's the whats and the whys, and the hows of your business. So क्या बेच रहा हूं, किसको बेच रहा हूं, क्यों बेच रहा हूं, वो क्यों खरीद रहा है या खरीद रही है, एंड will I make money, how will I make money? These are the fundamental questions that we need to answer when we plan or explain our business to anybody else, right? So obviously, everybody is in business to grow, to profit, and to make money. I mean, that is the fundamental of business. So naturally, you need to go ahead in a structured manner. So let's go ahead. Basically, uh, what is a business model? So we'll try and define what a business model is, right? So a business model is basically a framework that outlines how a company delivers and captures value. Why is this important? I mean, this definition here, why it is important is that whenever you are selling something, whenever you are asking somebody to pay you, right, you have to be delivering some value, right? You have to be delivering value. So it is a question of कोई भी आपको पैसा देगा तो क्यों देगा, किस बात का देगा, उसको कोई ना कोई बेनिफिट, कोई वैल्यू मिलेगी तभी देगा. तो बेसिकली आपका बिजनेस, आपका एंटरप्राइज, आपका स्टार्टअप क्या करता है, हाउ कस्टमर के लिए क्या करता है, क्या वैल्यू देता है, कैसे क्रिएट करता है उस वैल्यू को, कैसे डिलीवर करता है उस वैल्यू को, कैसे कम्युनिकेट करता है उस वैल्यू को. सो Number one, the components are what is the value proposition? What problem are you solving? Right? So, if you are selling cosmetics, then you're solving some problem, right? You're maybe as the founder of one of the great cosmetics companies said, he said, we don't sell cosmetics, we sell dreams. So basically, what is it that you are doing for your customer, right? Are you enhancing their self-image? Are you helping them look better? Are you helping them feel more confident? Are you, whatever. I mean, you have to define that. What is it that you are doing for your customer? Secondly, the next question that you need to answer, and these are things that you don't need to answer for some third person. First and foremost, you need to answer these for yourself, जिससे कि आपको खुद अपने आप समझ में आए कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूं या कर रही हूं और क्यों कर रही हूं, किसके लिए कर रही हूं. So who are your target customers? Is your product aimed at say 25 to 35-year-olds, or is it aimed at anybody who travels? I mean, supposing you're selling luggage, right? So then you're basically selling it to anybody who travels, right? Now, within that segment, you may be looking for a younger audience, you may be looking for a more mature business audience. So who is your segment? Who is your target customer, right? Revenue streams. How will you make money? Is it a simple कॉस्ट वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन कि मैं 10 रुपए की चीज लेके 15 रुपए की बेचता हूं तो मैं 5 रुपए बनाता हूं? Is it that, or is it that I'm giving a free app and people will subscribe, or people will advertise on it? So what is the how am I going to make money? What are the various ways in which I'm going to generate revenue? Then, of course, after talking about revenue, the next important thing is what is your cost structure? What are your costs? What are your direct costs? What are your indirect costs? What are your fixed costs? You need to consider all that. You need to put that down on paper. Now, what I'm saying here, to a lot of you, it may seem like, ये तो बहुत basic fundas हैं यार. I mean, we have to know this. But you would be surprised. You would be surprised because I come across a lot of pitches. I meet a lot of startups, And you would be surprised at the number of people who are ready to start a business, who are looking for funding, and they have not worked out these basics. They don't know मेरा क्या रेवेन्यू होने वाला है, मेरी क्या कॉस्ट है, कौन मेरा टारगेट कस्टमर है. इसलिए आई मीन टू सम ऑफ यू, आपको लग रहा होगा कि ये तो बहुत बेसिक चीज है, ये क्यों बताई जा रही है हमको. बट it is, why I'm emphasizing these things is that a lot of people actually walk into business blind. They start without thinking out all these things. So it's very important for you to articulate these to yourself and to your stakeholders. Channels. How do you reach your customer? Am I going to sell direct? Am I going to sell through distributors, retailers, through channel? Or am I going to sell online? Or is it going to be a combination of all of these? So these are things that you need to consider, right? Also, whether I am a B2B, business to business business, or am I a business to consumer, or am I a direct to consumer? Am I a B2B to C? So all that is something that you need to work out. And for each of those decisions, there has to be a rationale, right? Okay, why you are taking that decision, why you are taking that path. Six, what are the resources and activities? So what is it that you need? Do you need space? Do you need, how many people do you need? How much money do you need to start with? How much working capital do you need? So those are things that you need to work out. These are all elements of the business model. Why is a business model important, right? Why is it important? What does it do for you? Why is it important to put this down in a structured manner on paper? Or, and on paper doesn't mean that you need to create a very beautiful slide or a presentation around it. Even if it is written on the back of a napkin, it's fine as long as it's clear in your mind. So it provides a clear roadmap for scaling your business. Scaling means growing, right? Going from 1 customer to 10 customers to 10,000 customers. It provides a roadmap. How am I going to grow? It helps you to identify the opportunities and the risks. It attracts investors by demonstrating the profitability potential. That's a very important factor, that when you are able to articulate your business model clearly, investors who see the value in your business, investors who can foresee that this business will do well 2 years from now or 5 years from now, are willing to invest in your business, right? And lastly, it ensures alignment within your team. Your people who are working with you in your business, in your enterprise, should be aligned to the goals, the vision of the founder, the thoughts behind that business, and the business model. If they don't understand the business model, then they're just another brick in the wall. They're not aligned with your goals and your strategies. They don't know what they're doing. And that makes for a very ineffective team if they are not aligned with your vision as a founder. This is a lot of text. I don't want to go and read through it. I mean, basically, these are the various types of business models. One way of categorizing businesses, what I talked about earlier also, B2C, B2B, whether you're a marketplace like Amazon or Airbnb, where you're just connecting buyers and sellers. Are you a freemium model where you're giving certain basic services free and charging for premium features? Subscription, on demand, direct sales, franchise, advertising. So all these are the various kind of models on how value is delivered, right? This is This is only with regard to delivery of value, right? This is not talking about your target clientele. It is not, talking about a lot of things. So this is just one aspect of the types of business models. Now, when you're choosing a business model, while you're choosing a business model, when you're designing your business, when you're working on your plans, what is it that you need to consider? What are the factors that you need to consider when you're choosing a business model? One, of course, the most important is market needs, right? So what is the problem that you're solving? It will depend on that. And who are your target customers, right? So if your target, I mean, just to give you an example, if your target customers are youngsters in the 18 to 30 bracket, uh, you might be better going online, right? If you're selling a consumer product or something that is an impulse purchase, you can consider working with uh, somebody like Blinkit or something. So then to choose your channel. So all these, depending upon what your product is, what your service is, who your target customers are, all that helps you define and choose your business model, right? Then you have to consider whether the revenue stream that you are considering, is it A, sustainable? Will this continue the way it is continuing? Will it last? And two, is it scalable? Can I grow it? So if I'm uh, going with a freemium model for my app, right? I say, okay, I'm going to let you download my app free, but for certain features you need to pay, right? So A, will that, if people do not, sufficient number of people do not subscribe, will I be able to run my operations? For how long? Am I funded? How much can I grow on this model? All those things you need to consider when you decide your business. Also, the cost structure, right? So if a particular choice of business model is helping you optimize, reduce, or minimize your costs, you will go with that. The competition or the competitive landscape is another way of deciding. Now, this works both ways, right? A, you can choose to copy what a successful competitor is doing, or you can choose to differentiate yourself by studying the competition, by saying everybody is doing this, but unfortunately, they're not solving a problem for the customer. I will do it in a different way and thereby differentiate myself to the customer, right? Scalability again comes in. Does the model that you are choosing, does it allow for growth? So an example here would be, supposing I say that I will go with physical stores. How much can I grow? You need a huge amount of money to grow if you're going with physical stores. So if you want to grow, you might think of franchising, or you might think of going online, because then you have access to much larger markets. So scalability or the potential for growth is one of the factors that you need to consider when you're deciding your business model. Lastly, but again, very important, is the customer experience. Because ultimately, it is the experience that you are creating for your customer that will get you repeat business, that will grow your business. So, is the business model that you are thinking of, does it align with your customer's preference? Right? So that's another factor. Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list. There may be other factors to be considered while choosing a business model, but these are what I could think of, I mean, immediately, right? So, what are some common challenges? Uh, Shruti, how much time do we have, and how much time have I consumed? Can you give me a check?
Sir, we have time till 6 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. Fine, fine. So because I want to keep enough time for questions, right? So I'll move through my presentation accordingly. So what are the common challenges? Some common challenges that startups face. One is first is the misalignment between the business model and customer needs. This takes off on the last point of my previous slide, right? That we need to align our business model to customer needs, right? So it's very important. If there is a misalignment between your model and what the customer actually needs, then you're not going to succeed. Two, overcomplicating the value proposition. We need to, whatever value proposition that you are making to the customer, whatever you are communicating to the customer needs to be as simple as possible. As simple as possible, right? Because why? A, it's easy to communicate. B, it is easy for the customer to understand. And C, if it is, if you keep it simple, the customer, a larger customer base is able to understand what you are doing for them and what value they're getting out of it. Another challenge is inaccurate cost or revenue projections. Very often, we find that startups make an Excel sheet, put in some random figures, saying, okay, in the first year, I'm going to make X revenue. In the second year, I'm going to make, 2X revenue. In the third year, I'm going to make 3X revenue. And my costs are like only, A, B, C. And therefore, I'm going to make X amount of profit. And unfortunately, those projections of both cost and of revenue are either uh, dreamt up or without any basis or are inaccurate. So, as a business owner, it is very important that you choose a methodology to arrive at those projections in as accurate a way as possible. Use maths. I make something for 10 rupees, I sell it for 15 rupees. So naturally, if I sell 1,000 of these, my revenue is going to be 15,000 rupees. My cost is going to be 10,000 rupees, right? So now to make 1,000 of these, when you say I'm going to sell 1,000, you have to understand how you will get 1,000 of them to the customer and how you will get 1,000 customers. All those costs, all those factors need to be considered. You cannot just go with an assumption saying, I'm going to sell 1,000 units. You have got to understand what is involved in producing, selling, marketing, and getting the money for those 1,000 units. You have got to understand the mechanics of the business. Otherwise, your projections will be inaccurate. Four, a lot of founders get wedded to their idea. It's a bad thing to do. You have to be flexible. You need to pivot the moment you realize that this is what I thought, this is what I had imagined the market to be, but the market is not reacting the way I had thought it would. I should be flexible enough to adapt to market changes. Because if I do not react and pivot in time, I will lose my business. Five, underestimating competition. This is very important. Again, a lot of people come into the market thinking that either that they are the only ones providing a particular product or service, or that the competition is just not good enough. But underestimating the competition and overestimating yourself is not a good idea at all. You need to understand your competition very well. You need to understand direct competition as well as indirect competition. So, anybody, would anybody like to raise a hand and tell me the difference between direct and indirect competition? Anybody from the participants?
Participants, you can raise your hands.
You can raise your hand if you want to.
Sir, I think you will have to guide
Okay,
them through.
fine. Okay, okay.
Niharika, I
Okay,
think
we have a raised hand from Niharika, right? Okay,
Hello, hi,
go
good
ahead,
afternoon.
Niharika. Please unmute yourself and.
Okay, sir, I am just, intuitively kind of giving an answer.
Yeah,
So
please.
yeah, I run a body care brand. I'm based out of Jhansi. The name is Marceline. So our direct competitors are basically like, Bath and Body Works, L'Occitane, all these very premium body care brands. But we are still in the budding stages. काफी लोग gifting के लिए भी हमें use करते हैं. So I would say indirect competition is a lot of small Instagram boutiques, a lot of small Instagram like homemade businesses that people are doing in the body care industry that can, still look like the whole premium cottagecore vibe body care that we are trying to do. And even though we are trying to do it in an FMCG style, वो direct or indirect हमारे लिए दोनों तरफ से आ जाता है from the giants also and from the smaller
Okay.
upcoming brands also.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So that is one good input, but you need to think wider. What I mean is, see,
May
direct.
I? May
Yeah,
I, sir?
yeah,
Niharika here.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess direct competition would definitely mean the companies that are selling the similar products that I am selling. That could
Hmm.
be direct competition. So if I am in the service industry like L&D, then somebody like ProTouch, which is again an L&D company, would be my direct competition,
Hmm.
and probably indirect could be the end satisfaction result is the same of the product. I'm not very sure the second part is
No,
correct or not.
perfect. I mean, you're okay. I mean, you're on the right track. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so for me, I guess that would be for me as a L&D company, it would definitely. I'm not sure which company would fit into the second category of indirect. So
Hmm.
that I'm unsure of, but
Okay,
I
so
think direct. Yeah.
maybe for you, in-house trainers would be indirect competition.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, thanks. So, coming back, I'll just put in my 2 cents here. That basically anybody who is satisfying the same need is indirect competition, right? So, for Coke, Pepsi is direct competition, but even a glass of water is indirect competition because a lot of people are buying a Coke just because they're thirsty. So anything that satisfies the same need is indirect competition, right? So the same need or the same requirement. So like Niharika just pointed out, uh, she's into L&D, and uh, so you are a third party provider. A lot of companies have in-house trainers within their HR, and if they're doing a good job, then the company may not consider taking on third-party L&D providers, right? So anybody who's satisfying the same need. So the crux of the point is that do not underestimate competition, do not overestimate yourself. Okay. Uh, Coming now to the okay. So again, some tips. Start simple. Begin with a very lean model, simple model. Test and iterate. Validate your assumptions always. Very often when we start out, when we have a startup, when we have a fledgling business, we imagine a lot of things. We project our own experiences, and we feel that everybody feels the same. It's not always the case. So ask a lot of potential customers, talk to a lot of potential customers, try to validate your assumptions. An MVP means a minimum viable product. We won't get that technical here. The idea is if you are if you have a business model, test it. test it by trying to sell to one customer, trying to sell to two customers, and seeing whether people are willing to pay you for it. So the moment somebody pays you for the product or service that you are offering, it gives you validation. Okay. And uh, obviously, then if you feel that a sufficient number of people are willing to pay you for it, then that gives you further validation, further traction, and you come to the conclusion that yes, my idea is on the right track and this will grow into a viable business. But you have to test, you have to iterate, you have to keep making changes and testing, and then come to a solution that really works well. Keep a customer-centric approach, continuously get feedback from customers. Very important, monitor your financials at all times. Track your unit economics. Unit economic means on one unit, are you making money or not? अगर आप 100 रुपए की चीज 90 रुपए में बेच रहे हो तो आप जितना ज्यादा बेचोगे उतना ज्यादा लॉस होगा, unless you have a path to profitability, unless you have a model that clearly shows that okay, I'm going to sell at a loss for the first 6 months, here is how I'm going to sustain this loss, and eventually people will start paying me more for it, but that has to be validated, otherwise you end up being one of those businesses that continue to make losses for years, and that the investors are not investing in businesses like that anymore, right? So it's not just about getting users, it's about making profits either from day one, ideally, or having a clear path to profitability, showing clearly that in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, we'll be profitable. You have to keep a track of your financials. Be adaptive, be flexible. We talked about this earlier. Leverage technology. Today, the amount of technology that is available and available for either absolutely free or for a very low cost is immense. There are so many tools, digital tools, AI tools that can help you streamline your operations, that can help you reduce your costs, that can help you gather feedback from customers. There are so many, tools and options available today. So please leverage that technology. Do not miss out on that. Two very quick case studies. Just examples of models. Netflix, a subscription model, Airbnb, a marketplace model. I've chosen these because they are very commonly known and people are familiar with them. So you can see Netflix, it started originally with renting out DVDs. It pivoted to streaming. And as technology grew and streaming speeds grew, today Netflix is, on tap. You can see any movie on tap today, right? Airbnb is a marketplace model. It connects people who have got space with people who need flats, houses, rooms, etc. So they don't own any properties. They're just a marketplace. So these are just examples of well-known examples of business models. 1 minute. Okay. Coming now to business model canvas, lean canvas. These are, we'll talk, I have a couple of slides on these. These are tools that can help you define your business model, right? So these are structured tools. The most common one used by startups is generally the lean canvas. Business model canvas is generally used by more mature enterprises. startups generally will use a lean canvas. It's a very simple tool. I will show it to you. You will probably, I don't know, I think Shruti will be able to tell you, you will probably, as a part of TIU, as a part of the competition, you will probably be needed to fill out a lean canvas as well as part of the assessment criteria. I'm not very sure. Shruti can tell you more about it. I remember, I mean, I used to be a jury on TIU some years ago, and at that time, a lean canvas was required. Uh, then, of course, using CRM, customer journey mapping, financial modeling tools, these are all tools that can help you define your business model. So why lean canvas? Why are startups encouraged to use lean canvas? A, it's very fast. Writing a business plan the old-fashioned way can be very, long drawn out and stressful. It's portable. It's a single page model. We'll see it. It's concise, very short. We'll distill the essence in, like 1 minute. You can read it out and explain it to somebody. And it's very effective when you're pitching to investors, or you're, talking to any stakeholder. It is extremely effective because it, in one sheet, communicates all aspects or almost all aspects of your business model. So what does a lean canvas look like? This is what it looks like. Take 10 seconds, 15 seconds to go through it. It talks about, if you go through it now, you'll see that, these are the things we were talking about when we were discussing what a business model consists of. And here we are putting it all on one sheet of paper. Oh, by the way, online you can get editable templates where you can just fill in the text and you will take a printout in this model, right? So I think edit.com is one site where you can get a template. There are other sites as well. So you just Google lean canvas editable. I'm sure you'll find a template. This is the order in which normally we fill it out. One, first, the customer segment, list the characteristics basically of your early adopters. Who are the first few people who will buy your product or service? What do they look like? What are their needs? Two, what is the actual problem that you're solving? And at this place, you also talk about the existing alternatives or the competition. So how is that problem being solved currently? And are you doing it any differently, right? So that is you talk about your unique value proposition. What is it that sets you apart? What is your high-level concept? 4, what is the solution that you're offering? Channels or your path to customer, like we talked about earlier. Is it going to be direct to customer? Is it going to be through, distributors, resellers, retailers, etc.? Is it going to be online? How is it, how are you going to sell to customers? Then revenue streams we talked about, cost structure we talked about. Something we didn't talk about is key metrics. So you must list here the numbers or the metrics that will demonstrate to you, to your team, and to your investors whether your business model is succeeding. So, for example, if you're making an app, the number of downloads or the number of active users could be a KPI. If you are in a regular business selling products, then maybe the absolute turnover, the number of units sold, the number of repeat customers, these could all be key metrics for you, right? So uh, this, or say the number of stores in which you are present. So you have to define it for yourself. What are those metrics? What are those numbers which define your success? So this is basically broadly a lean canvas. This is how we fill it out. If you have any questions, I think we're coming almost to the end of my presentation. So just 3 closing thoughts. A well thought out business model is the foundation of a successful startup. So if you are clear about your business model, you have thought it out properly, it will help you succeed. Invest your time, spend time in understanding your market, your customers, and your competition. And finally, keep iterating, keep changing, keep adapting to ensure a long-term sustainable business. That's it from me. I'm happy to take questions from you now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashish Kaul. I think what better session could it be, for the participants of Thai Women and Thai University, getting such insightful details. We've actually provided them a roadmap, to how to create a business model, its benefits, and I think it was a complete package for them to start with. So thank you so much.
We have a raised hand.
Yeah, yeah. So we can just take questions one by one. Manisha, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, Raj.
Hi, Ashish sir. It was really an insightful session. Thank you so much for that, first of all.
Yeah.
Second, my question is you mentioned about the methodologies that probably we should consider while projecting numbers. As a startup, someone who's like, into not a pre-revenue, but he has started making revenue, but in a scaling process, do you recommend some used or maybe like, tried and tested methodologies that someone should adopt while projecting those numbers?
It would be different for everybody, Manisha ji. It would be different for everybody, case to case. But to answer your question and to illustrate for others, tell me a little bit about your business. What is it that you are doing?
So, sir, we are into a hospitality business, like you rightly mentioned about the Airbnb thing. So, we are into luxury homestays, which is basically the private villas and the penthouses that we are offering to our clients. Also, we are parallelly working into the social cause in terms of generating employments and enriching the local culture while giving the services to our client, probably like, the kind of local cuisines or maybe like some kind of entertainment that we are arranging. So this is,
Okay.
yeah,
So in a business like yours, I mean, see, you're fundamentally in the hospitality business, right?
correct, correct.
So use the models that hospitality uses to predict revenue, right? So, what is the number of rooms or stays that you have available? What is the rate of occupancy that you expect? What is the average ticket size or average price at which you'll sell a night, right? And so that will help you project your revenue, right? I mean, you have to do it in a systematic manner. You just can't see the point I was making there was you just can't come up and say that मैं इस साल 2 crore का revenue करूंगी
ठीक है.
out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
But when you work it out, you say that I have, 20 rooms to offer, and that makes it 20 into 300, or so many room nights, and I expect to have an occupancy of 60% or 70%. So that makes it so many room nights sold. The average price of a room night is X.
Mhm.
So therefore, I will make a revenue of so much,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So uh, it has to be based on something. It has to be systematic. That prediction of occupancy has to be based on your experience in the past, and other businesses maybe in the same field. What is the average occupancy right now in other properties of a similar nature? So ये सब चीजें जब आप कंसिडर करके कैलकुलेशन करोगे तो वो एक्यूरेट होंगे, राइट?
Got it.
या एक्चुअली एक्यूरेसी, आप थोड़ी बेटर एक्यूरेसी अचीव कर पाओगे, रादर देन गोइंग ब्लाइंड एंड सेइंग कि यार 2 करोड़ का हम रेवेन्यू करेंगे या 5 करोड़ का करेंगे. लाइक वेयर आर यू गेटिंग दैट फिगर फ्रॉम? दैट वाज माय ओनली पॉइंट, दैट
Got it.
use a systematic way at arriving at your estimates of revenue as well as cost. Yeah.
Noted. Noted, sir.
Yeah.
One more question that you
Yeah.
shown this lean canvas. I really liked this one pager template. So, do
Mm.
you suggest someone who's going for a kind of elevator pitch? We
Mm.
should use this lean canvas there
Yeah,
rather
it
than
helps you. It helps you. See, an elevator
Okay.
pitch is much shorter,
Hmm.
but a short pitch, lean canvas is very helpful, and it's something that you can get very easily online. I'll also share my presentation with you, but I'll give it to Shruti and she can share it with the participants. But a lean canvas is something you can just Google and get online.
Perfect, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So I think we had another raised hand. Niharika wanted to ask a question.
Questions. I think Niharika Gangwar, she raised her
Yes,
hand.
yes. Hello,
Go ahead.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for that insightful session. Though I had a couple of questions that were answered during the conversation, so I lowered my hand. But nevertheless,
Mm.
since I've got this opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, we are predominantly an HR and tech solution company, which L&D is a very small part of it. But
Mhm.
when we go out as and we are generating revenue at a very good level,
Mm.
but nevertheless there are issues when we go out and put our company or pitch into anybody, be it our clients. It is a very they have a preconceived notion that this is predominantly just making money out of nothing wala baat hai. Because there's service. When service comes in play, it becomes even more difficult to sell that bit. So I mean, as an experienced person, how would you guide me to kind of overcome that apprehensiveness when I go and meet a client and pitch in my services? I know they have that thought behind their head कि ये तो service बेचने आए. It is very difficult to sell services. So how do I overcome that barrier?
Okay, so yeah, of course, this is a very, I will answer your question very briefly because it's
Mhm.
directly related to business model or the topic of the day. But yes, in India, uh, selling services and getting value or getting a good price for services is very difficult. That is primarily because of the mindset that we, or rather Indian entrepreneurs have, because we don't want to pay, or we are not willing to pay for services. Uh, the way to do it is basically to see, you can't sell to everybody,
Yes, yes.
right? So when you prospect, you have to figure out that will I be able to communicate the value of my service effectively to this client or not,
All right.
right? Because there are certain clients with a mindset कि आप उनको कुछ भी बता लो उनको नहीं समझ में आने वाला है.
Hanji, absolutely. We've come across these
Yeah,
many, many a
so
times.
don't waste your time.
Ji.
Prospect. Don't waste your time with them.
Okay.
Mm, if you feel that a client is open enough to at least listen to you, then
Right.
find a way of communicating your value, right? What you can, in terms of outcome. See, the biggest
Okay.
mistake that consultants or service providers make is try to sell in terms of activity. हम ये करेंगे, हम वो करेंगे, हम ये करेंगे.
Right.
Rather than that, if you try to convince people in terms of outcomes,
G.
right?
Right.
And say कि ये करने से आपकी सेल इतनी बढ़ सकती है,
Right.
या आपको ये बेनिफिट हो सकता है, राइट? सो रादर देन इफ यू, आप उनकी बात से, इज बेसिक ह्यूमन नेचर दैट पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड इन देमसेल्व्स, दे आर नॉट
Mm-hmm.
इंटरेस्टेड इन यू.
Right.
So if you try and come and tell me that you are very well educated and you can teach me, or tell me 10 things about my business, that you will take sessions, you will take 5 sessions, and you will have X, Y, Z. If you try to sell it to me in terms of your activities,
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult to convince me. But if you try to sell it to me in terms of what it means for me, or what are the outcomes that I am going to get,
Yeah, ROIs.
then it becomes easier.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, but yeah, then again, coming back to your original this thing, that yeah, in India people are not so willing to pay for services, and some customers are best left alone.
yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? I mean, especially related to business model or pitching, or communicating your idea, or uh, lean canvas, or anything like that?
Participants, you can ask questions. I mean, this is the time wherein you can clear your doubts. Any more questions? I think, sir, that would be it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Namaste.
I think there's something in the chat. Acha, okay, that's an old.
हाँ हेलो,
Yeah.
मेरा नाम पूनम है, मैं गौरी बाजार देवरिया की हूँ.
जी
हेलो,
जी, बोलिए. Sorry, I
मेरा
mean,
सर कुछ आज का सेशन बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे. मुझे कुछ मतलब आपसे एक क्वेश्चन करना है.
please करिए.
मेरा जो बिजनेस है कैम्फर स्लैब टैबलेट कोन
हम्म,
का है. हमारा जो बिजनेस मॉडल है
हम्म,
डायरेक्ट सेलिंग, रोटली मशीन, होलसेलर, रिलेटर, ऑनलाइन, अमेजॉन, ऑफलाइन.
हम्म,
अभी मैं 2025 से कैम्फर कोन का बिजनेस स्टार्ट की हूँ. इसकी
हम्म,
मार्केटिंग ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं, पर
हम्म.
ऑफलाइन कैसे करें ये हमें पता नहीं है. मुझे थोड़ा
ऑफलाइन
इंग्लिश बोलने में थोड़ा दिक्कत होती
ऑफलाइन
है.
मार्केटिंग कैसे करें? सॉरी अगेन, आप ऑनलाइन बेच रही हैं प्रोडक्ट अपना?
मेरा ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन दोनों है.
ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन दोनों बेच रही हैं, और
कैम्फर कपूर.
कैम्फर, राइट, कैम्फर, राइट. तो ऑफलाइन, देखिए, ऑफलाइन जो आपका प्रोडक्ट खरीदा जाता है, वो किन चैनल से खरीद, कस्टमर, देखिए, आपको ये देखना है कस्टमर कहाँ है आपका. कस्टमर
मेरा ज्यादा
आपका
मेरा
प्रोडक्ट खरीदने कहाँ जाता है?
मैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का काम करती
नहीं,
हूँ.
आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करती हैं.
जी.
सवाल यह है कि कस्टमर आपका प्रोडक्ट खरीदने कहाँ जाता है?
रिटेलर के पास.
रिटेलर के पास जाता
जी.
है, राइट. तो आपको, अब कपूर या कैम्फर ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है जो ब्रांड से इतनी आसानी से नहीं बिकता, जेनेरिक
मेरा
प्रोडक्ट है,
जी जी
राइट. तो
जी सर,
ऑफलाइन
मेरा ब्रांडिंग है.
है. तो अब
मेरा सर खुद
सवाल
का
यह है.
ब्रांडिंग है.
जी, नहीं, सॉरी, आप कुछ कह रही थी.
सर मैं पूछ रही थी कि मेरा स्लैब और टिकिया, और मैं इस समय 2025 से कोन का एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट की हूँ. तो मेरा ऑफलाइन मार्केटिंग मुझे उसका बारे में नहीं पता है.
नहीं,
मेरा ऑनलाइन
ऑफलाइन
आज
देखिए,
फ्लिपकार्ट
ऑफलाइन
पे जा रहा है.
ऑफलाइन आपका काम मार्केटिंग इतना नहीं है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ज्यादा है.
जी
ठीक है ना, आप जितने ज्यादा रिटेलर्स पे पहुंचेंगे उतना ज्यादा आपका सेल आएगा.
जी
तो ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस मॉडल है ऑनलाइन, बिकॉज अगेन
जी
आपका प्रोडक्ट जो है वो
जी
डिफरेंशिएटेड प्रोडक्ट नहीं है, ब्रांड से नहीं बिकता. सो
सर मेरा तो
या तो आप अपने लिए एक ब्रांड आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट करें, या तो आप अपने लिए एक ब्रांडिंग करें कि कस्टमर आपका ब्रांड मांग के खरीदे। वो तो पुल हो जाएगा, फिर रिटेलर अपने आप आपका ब्रांड ढूंढते हुए आएगा। बट अगर कस्टमर मांगेगा, बिकॉज आप क्योंकि मास मार्केट में हो, अनडिफरेंशिएटेड प्रोडक्ट में हो, तो इसकी मार्केटिंग के लिए बजट बहुत बड़ा है, ठीक है ना।
जी
बिकॉज आप एक कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट में हो और
जी
अनडिफरेंशिएटेड, तो ब्रांड क्रिएट करना इसमें इज अ वेरी, इट्स अ ह्यूज एंडेवर, इट्स वेरी कॉस्टली एंडेवर। तो
ओके
मैं
सर।
सजेस्ट यही करूंगा कि अनलेस आप बहुत हाई बजट लगा सकते हो, तो आप अपना कस्टमर नीश ढूंढिए। और ऑनलाइन भी आप नीश वेबसाइट्स पे जाके जो पूजा सामग्री या और जो इस तरीके की जो जहां पे वो यूज होता है आपका प्रोडक्ट, उस उन नीश वेबसाइट्स पे बेचिए, तो आई सपोज दैट वुड बी अ बेटर वे ऑफ डूइंग,
ओके सर।
है ना।
थैंक यू सर।
Yeah.
थैंक यू सर।
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are, ma'am. Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Our startup is basically agri-biotech based, and it is coming out of academic research that I have
Yeah,
done.
I'm sorry, your volume is a little low. Can you just repeat?
Yeah. So, is it any better?
Slightly, yeah.
So, yeah, my question is this: that our product is essentially an agri-biotech based soil sensing product, which has come out
Okay.
of academic research.
Okay.
And we are, of course, in an early stage. So
Hmm.
my question is really regarding in the business model balancing scientific validation and market readiness.
Mm-hmm.
How to go about balancing this?
Yeah,
Any
okay. So this is a very, I mean, it's a specific question. I'll be happy to take it offline because exactly, I mean, see, can you be a little more specific, or rather, I think if I'll be happy to take your question offline. We can,
okay, okay. Thank you.
okay, you can connect, yeah, because I would need to understand more in detail what send me a message. I'll, yeah. Yeah. Yes, we have another raised hand.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Pooja Dixit. I run a computer center education, digital computer education with name in UP Bihar border region area.
जी.
I provide free digital skill training to underprivileged girls in rural area.
Mm-hmm.
So my question: how can I convert my local impact into a digital model to reach more students in remote area?
नहीं, आप एग्जैक्टली क्या कर रही हैं, थोड़ा सा मुझे
Uh,
विस्तार में बताइए। हेलो।
Hi.
जी। आप एग्जैक्टली क्या कर रही हैं?
मैं एक कंप्यूटर सेंटर चलाती हूँ रूरल एरिया में।
हम्म।
और मेरे यहाँ जो भी स्टूडेंट पढ़ते हैं उसमें से 50% स्टूडेंट अंडर प्रिविलेज होते हैं,
हम्म।
जिनको मैं फ्री में एजुकेट करती हूँ और लर्निंग कराती हूँ, और लर्निंग कराने के बाद प्लेसमेंट कराती हूँ।
नहीं, तो लर्निंग मतलब आप कंप्यूटर स्किल्स इन।
कंप्यूटर स्किल्स, एआई, कैनवा, टैली, डीसीए।
जी जी जी, समझ गया, मैं
ओके।
समझ गया। तो ये
और
इसको करने के लिए आप चाहती हैं कि इसको स्केल कैसे किया जाए, राइट?
हाँ हाँ।
ओके। तो देखिए, ये चीज तो ऐसा है कि आप ऑनलाइन भी पढ़ाई सकती हैं, वीडियोस, ट्यूटोरियल, सब कुछ ऑनलाइन इंटरनेट के थ्रू हो सकते हैं इनके।
सर मैं हेलो,
जी।
कैन आई ऑडिबल?
हाँ, बोलिए बोलिए।
ओके। सर मुझे रिसेंटली में एक अवार्ड मिला था अभी, ओमेन एग्जाम्पलर अवार्ड एजुकेशन सेक्टर में,
हम्म
सीआई ओमेन एग्जाम्पलर अवार्ड।
हम्म
और जो मेरे यहाँ 50% जो स्टूडेंट हो पेइंग स्टूडेंट है, और पेइंग स्टूडेंट के थ्रू हम अंडर प्रिविलेज स्टूडेंट को पढ़ाते हैं। तो
हम्म।
मेरा इम्पेक्ट ये है कि मतलब हम सोशल एरिया में अवेयर कैसे करें बच्चों को एजुकेशन के लिए, डिजिटल स्किल के लिए।
ठीक है, ये तो आपको सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग या उसके थ्रू ही जाना पड़ेगा ना, अपने बारे में बताने के लिए। तो आपको अगर जो है, और अगर आप ऑफलाइन मार्केटिंग,
ऑफलाइन मार्केटिंग, ऑनलाइन ऑलरेडी मैं हूँ, मुझे ऑफलाइन के बारे में पेरेंट्स तक रीच करने की।
तो ऑफलाइन देखिए, आपके टारगेट क्लाइंटेल अगर जहाँ पे रह रहा है वहां पे उनको रीच करने के लिए आपको आपके बजट के हिसाब से या सरकार की मदद लेके उस तरीके से ही जाना पड़ेगा। ये तो आई मीन अगेन बहुत स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन है आपके बिजनेस का। सो वी कैन अगेन, Nidhi, can we, take some of these questions offline because these are individual.
I can understand. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
definitely we can.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Please, yeah.
We'll connect them with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
absolutely.
Any questions which are related to the session Mr. Call has taken right now? We'll be
Mm.
taking these questions
Yeah,
right
because if you have a specific individual problem or an individual suggestion that you need, I mean, I'll be happy. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I will,
Hello.
yeah,
My
please.
voice is clear, sir.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Mm.
So my name is Mohammad Mas, and I'm the founder of Master Tech.
Mm.
And recently हम एक innovative ऐप पे वर्क कर रहे हैं, but there
जी
are some financial issues उसे डेवलप करने के लिए, and we are searching for the funders.
जी
ठीक है, but ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं
हाँ
चाहता हूँ कि जब फंडर मिले मुझे तभी मैं उसे स्टार्ट करूँ। आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट माय टाइम। तो
हाँ
हम इंडिविजुअली
हाँ
अपनी आईटी कंपनी में एडुटेक डिपार्टमेंट कर रहे हैं, जिसमें हम बच्चों को न्यू और न्यू जेंजी एडुटेक की ट्रेनिंग्स वगैरह देते हैं, उन्हें इंडस्ट्री के लिए रेडी भी करते हैं। बट वी आर फेसिंग अ प्रॉब्लम दैट जो बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, जो बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, कॉलेज हैं, वो एज अ न्यू आईटी कंपनीज या एज अ यंगस्टर इंटरप्रेन्योर्स वो उन्हें चांस कम देते हैं। ऑन दैट टाइम व्हाट वी डू?
नहीं, again, see, I'm sorry, I mean, I'm happy to help you, but these are all individual cases जो मेरे को डिटेल में आपके संग
या
समझने पड़ेंगे, तो मैं बाकी सब लोगों का
now.
यहाँ पे
Participants, Mr. Call has shared his details about his
I
online
have shared my
activity.
LinkedIn in the chat box. Please feel free to connect. Send me a message on LinkedIn, and I will set up a call with you one on one and help, my to the best of my ability to suggest what you can do.
जी,
Yeah. I may
All
not
right.
have answers for everybody, but I will try.
ओके सर,
Yeah.
थैंक यू।
Just to tell you all, the participants, Mr. Kaul was the founding president of TIE Lucknow. So we all are really fortunate enough to, have him as our mentor. So to conclude, Mr. Kaul, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your contribution in our session today. Your insights on business model were incredibly valuable and added depth to the knowledge of our participants. Thank you for all your time,
Yeah.
and we look forward to have many informative sessions with you in future.
Yeah,
All
you're
the best.
welcome.
All the
And I will share this presentation to Shruti. She can share it with all the participants. And any questions that people have specific to their business, please connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll be happy to help you. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye. Thanks.